Summer's rolling in, and it's time to break out the goggles and pool noodles. But with 10 unintentional drownings each day, pool safety should be a top priority this summer. Christina Roll from the New Bedford YMCA sat down with Fun 107 to teach us how to keep your child safe on a fun summer's day. Christina, can you tell us what parents should be looking for if they see a child struggling in the pool?
Absolutely. If a child is struggling in the pool, it may look like they are having a little bit of fun, but really they could be in a lot of danger. They could be waving their arms, trying to get some help because they're saving their breath. Their feet could be below them, and they could be looking to grab onto something.
And now, what should a parent do if they see their child reacting this way and having these signs?
Absolutely. If a parent sees their child struggling in the water, the first thing you want to do is get them to safety. You can do this a couple of different ways. You can throw them a flotation device, such as a noodle or a kickboard, tell them to grab on and swim, or you can lay down on your stomach and reach your hand out and pull them in, a towel, a noodle, anything that you have around you to reach towards them. You could teach other kids to do this with your kids as well, so everybody knows what to be looking for.
It's a really good point, having other kids knowing what to look for, so that it's a community event instead
Absolutely.
of just one parent watching all of these children, which we know happens a lot during the summer. Now, can you tell me what the best age to start getting your child used to water and in and learning how to swim is?
Well, really, we start swimming lessons at 6 months old, but any age is a good age.
And if a parent isn't quite ready to get their kids swimming yet, because 6 months old is really young to start swimming, what can they put on their child as a safe flotation device?
So we have a couple of different options. They do have infant life jackets that have a pillow behind it, but this is a life jacket made for a toddler. You put your arms in these, and then it clips in the back, and they'll be able to be independent in these. If they're not a strong kicker, it actually flips them over onto their backs, so their face is out of the water. We also have some larger devices that children can use as they get bigger. These are like jackets. They clip in the front and go through the legs. The water wings that you find at the dollar store that are really cheap, they're really dangerous because they could slip off and submerge your child underwater. These have the same concept, but they're not blow-ups, and they clip in the back, so they're going to stay on the child.
And they're absolutely adorable, as you can see. And where would a parent find something like this?
So you can really find these. We got this one at Benny's, but you can find them at Benny's or Target, and I know that Amazon online has them as well. So just about anywhere you can get these, and for under $20.
Oh, wow. So they're affordable, safe, and cute.
Absolutely.
Awesome. And what should a parent look out for at a beach or at a pool that might differ? Because it's a different environment, it's a different place.
Absolutely. So when you're at a public pool, you want to make sure that there's lifeguards on duty, watching your children. A good pool system would have markers for the children, beginner swimmers and deep end swimmers, so you know where the child belongs. Here at our pool, we have a deep end test that they need to take to be able to go into the deep end. And at a beach, you want to look out for a couple of things. You want to set up a system, so if you can't find your parent as a child, or the parent can't find the child, you have a meeting place set. Also, remind your children that it is okay to talk to the lifeguard if something does go wrong, that a lifeguard is a community partner. And you want to watch out for waves. So if your children are about waist deep in the water, just be careful, because that wave could come quickly and knock them over, and it could be hard for them to recover as the water will be a little bit deeper.
And always remember as a parent to keep your eye on your child at a beach, because something could happen like that.
It happens really quickly, so you always want to keep your eyes on your children, especially if you're on a beachfront or in a pool.
And in a pool, I know as a kid I used to play all of these fun little games and activities, but I don't know how safe they actually were. A lot of holding breath and, running around with my eyes closed. And can you just tell me what a safe pool game would be versus an unsafe pool game?
Absolutely. So some safe pool games could be some tag games that they play. A lot of kids play colors. It's a game where you jump in. You just need to be careful where you're jumping and that you're not jumping on other children. But the two games that are really unsafe is competitive and repetitive breath holding. Okay. So, when we were children, we always had the underwater tea parties, or we would hold ourselves underwater to see who could do it, or have underwater races. That becomes competitive, and it's underwater repetitive breath holding. It's dangerous to do that because it actually makes us tired. You could take a breath of water, a breath of air underwater, and it could start that drowning process. So it is something to be very careful about, know the signs and the symptoms about it, and really don't allow your children to hold their breath underwater for long periods of time.
That's a good point, because that's something that I know I just did as a child, and I'm sure there are plenty of kids out there doing it, and parents don't realize how unsafe it truly is. Well, thank you very much for sitting down and talking to us today.
I enjoyed the experience. Thank you.
Thank you.